Local municipalities have undergone many structural changes since 1994. Pre-1994, South Africa consisted of 1,200 local governments. Since 2016, through the demarcation process, we now have 257 municipalities, 8 metropolitan municipalities, 44 district municipalities, and 205 local municipalities. Welcome to SALGA TV. In this episode, we bring you exclusive coverage from the SALGA National Members Assembly, where all 257 municipalities from across the country gathered to reflect on the white paper on local government. Stay tuned as we explore the past, the present, and the future of South Africa's dynamic local government, the sphere closest to the people. Commissions play a pivotal role in addressing key local government issues. The NMA comprises a number of commissions which foster collaboration and enable municipalities to learn from one another. The White Paper on Local Government sets to establish autonomy for the sector. The SALGA NMA has dedicated itself to reviewing the key milestones of the White Paper since 1998 and asks, are we on course and driven in building a sustainable, responsive, and people-centered local government?
In terms of our expectations, well, it's a collaboration of not only SALGA but stakeholders of municipalities as well throughout the country. And yeah, we're looking forward to meeting, greeting a lot of them.
We are here to influence local government in South Africa. As you know, the people are not happy with local government. In the Western Cape, we do a little bit better, but we are not happy with the state that we are in, and we want to influence it and deliver better services.
I hope that the President will give us a clear way forward on the load shedding, and I hope they will also give us a clear way forward on the upper limits of the senior managers.
Well, my expectations for today is that we should be able to discuss policies that affect local government and come up with proposals that will enable us to deliver basic services efficiently to our communities, and also deal with some of the issues that we have, governance issues in local government, as well as human resource issues that at times prohibits us from improving on service delivery.
We now chat to SALGA President Bheki Stofile. President, welcome to SALGA TV.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
The NMA is a big event that attracts local government leaders and sector stakeholders. Tell us a bit about why it's so important to have the NMA.
It is important because you need to look back from a period in which you were elected as a National Executive Committee and look on the work that you have done, the challenges that you have faced, hurdles that you had to jump in the process, and to what extent have you managed to mobilize common objective in the sector and all those that are involved in government, but also communities that are looking on local government to see services changing.
And now after the 2-day in-depth discussions, what are some of the main lessons that you hope councillors learned from the NMA?
I believe they've learned a lot of things. One, they've learned that there are reasons for you to have two arms, two hands, if you want to call it. Your left hand, it must help the right hand. For you to be able to lift what you see or feel as difficult to lift. And this theory is a theory of collaborations and coordination of your activities so that they're impactful to your desired program that you want to engage. So I think they took that home as important matter. The second matter is that because the association is geared to mobilize everybody. That is why on Monday we had a golf day. And part of our conversation in the golf day is that local government alone or local government practitioners alone, they will never change the conditions. Businesses, as I was hosting businesses, I said, part of their role is to invest. And I'm not talking about financial investment. There are also human resources investment. There are idea generation investment to be innovative insofar as the type and the process in which the municipality need to follow in changing the life of ordinary citizens. So I believe councillors and municipalities today, they go back with the vigor and motivated that they themselves are agents of change.
And lastly, President, give us some insight into your desired future state of local government.
Of course, if you look into the architectural design of local government is people-centered and people-driven. What we have been failing over the years, it was not to focus on the third leg of local government. By law, local government is three-legged pot. Is administration, is council, is community. So over the years, we've invested significant time, energy, resources on the two leg. Now, in this process, we are trying to mobilize the third leg to take part. And that is why we started with our Seashore campaign, that the ownership of business of local government is not local government practitioners, is the entire society in that village, in that township, in that community. And they have a responsibility to protect the assets. And the asset base of a municipality, it will grow if all of us will take part and protect it. And in our view is that communities, or what is perpetually or claimed to be communities, to me are not communities, are shareholders. Are shareholders in the sense that they are the one that voted me to be a councillor. They spend time, hours in the queue voting for me to be declared tomorrow to be a councillor. And to me, that election is an investment. And any investment, it requires returns. And returns on investment on our own theory in this relationship is to see bettering of the conditions of service to communities. And their life, it must be easy, it must be good to have a reason to belong to a municipality.
President, thank you so much for that wonderful insight. That's all we have time for today.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
Let's cross over to our correspondent, Bonolo Selebano, as he chats to Cocktail Minister Tembing Gadimeng.
Today, amongst other things, we reflect on our policy and legislative environment to ensure that we insulate communities from political machinations. The white paper on local government was developed after an intensive 18-month period and was officially launched in March 1998. It tried as best as it could to set out a framework and a program in terms of which the then system of local government was to be radically transformed, and to then establish the basis for a system of local government which was to be concerned with working communities and to find sustainable ways and solutions to meet their needs and improve the quality of the lives of our people.
Minister, good morning and thank you for speaking to SALGA TV.
Thank you very much and good morning to SALGA TV.
Great. Minister, can you share some of the key takeaways you made in your earlier address to conference delegates?
Well, thank you very much. I think there are a few takeaways that I made. One, the assessment of the white paper since its inception in 1998 March, the deliverables which we have been able to achieve as noted by Stats SA, but juxtaposing that with the difficulties which we have also seen in the journey towards where we are today, which leads to the second issue, which was the issue of competency and the local and the professionalization of local government, ensuring that there is a code of conduct for councillors, which overlooks on how oversight is performed in council by councillors, but on another hand, professionalization of local government within the administration sphere and the sector to ensure that we get qualified technical skills. What are the financial impediments? For example, the assumption of the white paper on collection, which is at 90 or should be at 90% of own revenue by municipalities, just opposing that with unemployment, the state of small and rural municipalities, the growing social sector nectar of what SASA provides to people who are unemployed, who are uneconomically active, who are residents of municipalities, and by right as enshrined in the Constitution, deserves the services. But also then saying, if we're unable to raise the bar with regard to collection, what other measures? And that's when your grants get into being a thorough assessment of MIC and our spending patterns as municipalities from year 2004-5 financial year to 2021, where unfortunately we have turned around 11% of our allocated grant for local government infrastructure, which amounts to about 25.6 billion rands. So we then lastly look also into the key impairments of the relationship between municipalities and traditional leaders, which is something that is not well explored by our councils. They are there as part of society. They've got still strong respect and followership. They've got availability of land, which could help us to turn our situation in municipalities around to ensure that we change the economic strata of our local municipalities.
And what work is COCTA currently doing to promote stability within local councils, given the rise of municipal coalitions in 2021, which has occasionally brought some instability to local councils?
Well, there's quite a lot of work that has been done. Actually, from a legislative point of view, we're actually at the rollout level now. We have amended the Municipal Structures and Systems Act jointly, which looks into how are you going to manage, but the Code of Conduct, which is coming from Section 92 of the Constitution and the Structures Act, mandates the minister to promulgate regulations and a code of conduct, which has already been done, to even criminalize some form of what is happening, for example, in council meetings where we see quite a lot of instability. Just on Thursday in Tshwane municipality, they couldn't conclude the business of council. It actually led to a fist fight amongst councillors. Now, these are public representatives whose main task is to ensure that they take decisions on behalf of their citizens to deliver services. And they're facing a strike which has been going on for about 5 weeks, non-stop. So their responsibility is to ensure that services get to the citizens, not to fight. So the code has already been gazetted, signed, and it's up for implementation. My communication with the municipality and COSATU has been, we expect action to be taken by council on those councillors who have been misbehaving and put a halt to an important council meeting.
Minister, it's a pleasure to have you on SALGA TV. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you very much.
Up next, some more highlights from the NMA.
The day has been progressing well so far. If one reflects on the speech by the Honorable Minister Nkatemeng, I think it tries to enlighten all municipalities to have a common approach on how to deal with issues, especially when it comes to the running of the municipalities.
So they have been, the speaker, particularly the minister, she has been of a great lesson, a teacher to us today. So one could then say we have drawn some serious lesson, particularly the Free State municipalities that have not so far received any clean audits. So we are gearing up to ensure that moving from this event, we'll be able to attain some of the goals that we have set for ourselves.
The day has been very good, whereby the Minister of COCTA highlighted the need to recommit ourselves as municipality for us to have a mindset of serving the people for the better. That was the main lesson for me today.
It is with great honor and privilege that I stand before you today as the Mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni. On behalf of the city and its residents, it is my distinct pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to every one of you. As we gathered here for this momentous occasion, we embark on a journey of reflection and evaluation, marking the 25th anniversary of the 1998 White Paper on Local Government.
With us is the Mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni, Mr. Sivuyile Ngodwana. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for your time. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Mayor, your city is the host for the 2013 edition of the SALGA National Members Assembly. How does it feel that such an important gathering of local government representatives are meeting here in your city?
As the city, we feel very honored to host this gathering. As you know that we are hosting a lot of delegates from South Africa in different municipalities, and also there are also delegates that are coming from the SADC regions that are also part of this gathering. And we are happy to host this event, to be the host of this event, because this is where we'll learn more about the municipality, how does it work, and as we know that we are here to review the white paper that was formed in 1998 to see if we are still on the right track or not. So it will be a good experience for us. We are very honored to be part of hosting this gathering. Yes.
And as we heard earlier in the keynote address that was delivered by the Minister of COGTA, the issue of clean audits for municipalities was discussed. Now, the municipality is now sitting on 3 consecutive clean audits, which is quite rare for the sector. How did the city manage to achieve such an amazing feat?
It is amazing indeed, and we are very happy of this clean audit as the city of Ekurhuleni, and we are still looking forward to maintain that standard. You know, it doesn't come cheap. You have to work very hard as the city to achieve those clean audits, and you must have a good working relationship with the administration, because if you don't have a good working relationship, you won't achieve this thing. You must make sure that you promote clean governance to the municipality has got stability, and you also spend your money that is given to you as a municipality by the provincial and the national government, those grants that were being given. So it's a lot of things that needs to be done before you can, and also to make sure that you use your finances, you use them properly. You don't waste money. You don't do things that you are not supposed to do. You must spend the money. You must keep the records of what you have done. So we are happy, and we are still looking forward for those clean audits. Yes.
Great. And one final question. What are the main lessons that you hope councillors, mayors, and other local government representatives will learn from this gathering?
There's a lot of things that we are going to learn as councillors and mayors in this gathering, because remember, we're coming from different municipalities, and we are facing with a lot of challenges. So the challenge that we are facing as the city of Ekurhuleni, when we are sitting, maybe the other member from other municipality will come with a solution, because remember, will be a discussion, will be a lot of discussions, and those breakaway sessions where we'll deliberate on some issues. So we will obviously gain the experience on those, on how to solve some of the problems. Hence, you've said, as the city of Ekurhuleni, we have achieved a 3 consecutive clean audit. They will also learn to say, how did you manage it? So, you know, as municipality, we've got a lot of different challenges that we'll have to discuss and share the ideas on how can we best solve them. Yes.
Great. Mayor Ngodwana, thank you very much for being on SALGA TV. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
The day was very good because we learn a lot of things that is affecting our community actually. So now when we go back to our communities, we know what we're going to do.
I've learned a lot. One, we need to have a plan for collection, revenue collection. We need to have a strategy as to what is it that we can do to have a revenue collection.
Are we on course and driven in building a sustainable, responsive, and people-centered government?
We now chat to Councillor Limburg, Deputy President of SALGA. Councillor, welcome to SALGA TV.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, what prompted SALGA to want to review the white paper and what does it mean for the sector?
Thank you for the opportunity once again. So it's 25 years since the adoption of the white paper on local government. And I think the 25 years has provided SALGA with the opportunity to have built up adequate experience and knowledge of the sector and how it's evolved over time. And so it's an opportune time to be able to reflect both on the journey that's been traveled and the current state of local government, to be able to then assess what the current challenges are and how do we meaningfully change and transform local government to be able to address those challenges with an ultimate objective of ensuring that we improve the quality and level of services to communities.
And what have been your key highlights of the NMA so far following the discussions on day one?
Well, I think the National Members Assembly thus far has provided a platform for very robust debate. And that debate, I think, has put forward a range of very forward-thinking solutions around how the sector can be reviewed and reformed to better support and enhance the role of local government as it has been outlined by the Constitution. And so SALGA looks forward to taking on the proposals that have both been proposed within the debate session, within general discussions, but also the discussions that are happening in the various commissions over the yesterday and today, compiling that and structuring it into a program of action on a way forward to ensuring we can build a far more sustainable, inclusive, and responsive and accountable local government to render services to the communities that expect those services to be rendered to them.
And Councillor Limburg, what does a responsive and accountable local government look like for you?
I think a responsive local government is one that is in touch with the needs and demands of the community it serves, that it is in touch with understanding the priorities that are required to really take the city or municipality to the next level, to drive economic regeneration within that local government space. And an accountable local government is one that is transparent and open and honest, but also is committed to ensuring that they bring communities alongside with them in sharing and implementing the vision and the strategy for that local government. Accountability also means the local government is continuously performing an effective oversight role in relation to rendering services and spending money that is ultimately that of the public.
Councillor Limburg, thank you so much for that insight. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Please enjoy the rest of the NMA.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's get some more highlights.
The challenges at my municipality are different from the local municipalities because I'm a district municipality. As we all would know that the funding model is different. At a district, we don't generate the rates and taxes as we wish. But some of the challenges, especially the fact that we're struggling with integrated human settlements. And fortunately for my municipality, we're in a process of getting accreditation as a district to be able to venture into human settlements. But we are not going to take part in the breaking new ground because that is for the local guys. We want to go into social housing for those who fall outside of the bracket where they can't qualify for the subsidy.
The challenges that we are experiencing in Nala municipality is that collection rate, we can't collect the revenue. You know, we are from the rural municipality whereby the people are not working so much. We are hit by the unemployment, so we can't collect so much.
The event has been wonderful. I think it's always important that we take time to reflect, considering that the municipality have just concluded one of the most important milestones in the MFMA calendar, which is the submission of the AFS. So I think this event is important that when we go back, the municipalities can reflect on what has transpired in the last financial period, but also gear themselves out for the new financial period because it's already started. So the key takeaways from here is that it's important that we go back and reconsider what we are offering to the communities because the expectations are increasing and the resources are very limited.
The SALGA National Members Assembly has indeed been an unprecedented gathering of local government leaders and sector stakeholders who rallied around the idea of building a more effective, inclusive and accountable local government. As we come to the end of the NMA, we hope that the two-day discussions will mark the beginning of a new story for local government where no one is left behind. From me, your host, Meralda, until next time, Nisalega Mnand.